For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using this big twist that I got from Joann's Fabric. As you can see the yardage here and the size of the hook it recommends. It is a super bulky weight yarn, so it really doesn't matter if you use this exact yarn. It's just a super bulky weight that you need. Also, I'm going to be using this 9mm hook. However, I crochet very loosely, and if you are a tight crocheter, you're going to want to use a bigger hook. Begin by leaving yourself a rather long tail and chain 9. You could also use the magic ring here. Slip stitch in the first chain to make a ring. Now we're going to be working over the top of your tail. Chain 2. This will not count as a stitch. Make 18 double crochet inside the ring, making sure that you are crocheting over the top of the tail as you go. So just continue making 18 double crochet all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Once you have 18 double crochet, skip over your beginning chain 2 and slip stitch into the first double crochet to join. Now we are going to use that tail to cinch the center hole shut, and later on we'll take a yarn needle and close it up even more, so you won't even be able to notice. So just keep that tail, we're going to use it later. Round 2 begins by chaining 1. That does not count as a stitch. Make 2 half double crochet in the back loop only. Now find the post of the next double crochet. We are going to be making a front post double crochet, but we're going to add a step, so watch very carefully. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook from front to back behind the post, yarn over, pull up 1 loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Now we are going to chain 1, which means only go through the first loop. Now you're going to complete your stitch as usual. You're going to yarn over and go through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2 loops on your hook. In the next stitch, we are going to make 2 half double crochet through the back loop only. So a quick explanation of the special stitch in this hat is a front post half treble. This actually refers to the stitch height, not how it's made. I got this from Erin Oetker's pattern, the Taylyn Beanie. So that's what I'm going to be using from here on out. So essentially it's a front post double crochet with a chain 1 in it. So find the post and insert your hook from front to back, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then you're simply going to chain 1. And now you're going to finish your double crochet as you normally would. This just makes it pop just a little bit more, and it makes it bigger. So we're going to continue in the stitch pattern. Make 2 half doubles in the back loop only of the next stitch. And in the post of the next double crochet, you're going to make your front post half treble. So let's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. 2 half doubles in the back loop only of the next stitch, and another front post half treble. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, chain 1, go through 2, go through 2. So just continue repeating this stitch pattern all the way around, and I'll see you when you get to the end. Here I am at the end. I've made my last 2 half doubles in the back loop only, and in the post of the next double crochet, I'm going to make another front post half treble. Your last stitch of the round should be the front post half treble. Slip stitch into the first half double crochet to join. This is how your piece should look. For round 3, we're going to chain 1. In the back loop only of the first stitch, we are going to make 2 half double crochet. In the post of the next half double crochet, we are going to make a front post half treble. You will see it is the stitch right before the front post half treble in the round below. In the top of the next front post half treble, we're going to make a half double crochet in the back loop only. In the next stitch, we are going to make 2 half double crochet in the back loop only. Around the post of the next stitch, make 1 front post half treble. In the top of the next stitch, you're going to make 1 half double crochet in the back loop only. You should be seeing a pattern forming here. So just continue to repeat that pattern all the way around, starting with 2 half doubles in the back loop only, a front post half treble, and then 1 half double in the back loop only. And I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here I am at the end. I'm going to make 2 half double in the back loop only, followed by a front post half treble in the next stitch, and finally 1 half double in the back loop only of the last stitch. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the first half double of the round. This is what your piece should look like. It should measure 6.5 inches in diameter or about 16 to 16.5 centimeters. If it doesn't, make sure that you go up a hook size. I crochet very loosely. You definitely want it to fit, so go up a hook size and start over if yours doesn't measure this way. Round 4 begins by chaining 2. This does not count as a stitch. Now we are going to front post half treble in the very first stitch. Now we are going to half double crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. We are no longer increasing. In the next stitch, you're going to make a front post half treble. If you notice, there are 3 half doubles in the round below between each front post half treble. You want to make sure that you are using the middle post every time you make a front post half treble. You want them to be staggered. So in the next 3 stitches, you're going to make a half double crochet through the back loop only. And in the next stitch, you're going to make a front post half treble. Again, you want it to be that middle half double. So just continue this repeating pattern all the way around. It's 3 half doubles in the back loop only, and then a front post half treble. So just continue this stitch pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Here I am at the end. I've made my last 3 half doubles in the back loop only, and since I started with a front post half treble, I'm not going to make another one. So just skip over that beginning chain 2 and slip stitch into the top of your first stitch. This is what your piece should look like. It should be extremely stretchy. Now to begin round 5, I'm going to chain 1. It will not count as a stitch. In the first 2 stitches, you are going to half double crochet through the back loop only. In the next stitch, you're going to make a front post half treble. Again, it should be that middle half double crochet in between. And in the next 3 stitches, you're going to make a half double crochet through the back loop only. In the next stitch, you're going to make a front post half treble. So this round looks exactly like the last round, only we started on a front post half treble. And this is so that the stitches would be staggered. So you're going to place 1 half double in the back loop only in 3 stitches and then make a front post half treble. There should always be 3 half double crochet in between every front post half treble. And the front post half treble should always go in the middle half double crochet from the round below. This is so that they are staggered. So just continue repeating this all the way around. So here I am. I've made 3 half doubles in the back loop only. Now I'm making a front post half treble. And in the very last stitch, I'm going to make a half double crochet through the back loop only. Since we started with 2, we're going to end with 1. That way there are 3 half double crochet in between each front post half treble. Slip stitch to join. So this is what your piece should look like. It is going to stretch, don't worry. Because we are making the stitches in the back loop only, it is going to be extremely stretchy. So make sure you're not putting them in both loops. Make sure you're putting those half doubles in the back loop only. Otherwise, your hat will not be as stretchy. So now we're just going to continue repeating the last 2 rounds. And you are going to continue repeating the last 2 rounds until you have a total of 10 rounds. So I'm going to show you one more time how to begin the next round, just to refresh your memory. You're going to chain 2, and again, that doesn't count as a stitch, and you're going to front post half treble in the very first stitch. Then you're going to make a half double crochet through the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. Then you're going to front post half treble in the next stitch. And then of course you continue repeating half double crochet through the next 3 stitches in the back loop only. So you're just going to continue that all the way around. In the next round, you're going to start with a half double crochet. Since we started with a front post half treble on this round, on the next round, we're going to start with 2 half double crochet in the back loop only. So every other round you begin with a chain 2 and a front post half treble, and then on the alternate rounds you start with a half double crochet through the back loop only in the first 2 stitches. And as you see, I'm pointing here to the front post half trebles. They should be staggered like this. Every front post half treble should be in the middle half double crochet from the round before. So just remember that. So once you have completed 10 rounds total, I'll meet you back here and show you how I make the band of the hat. So more importantly than how many rounds you've completed, it matters how much it measures. So I've done 10 rounds total here, but I'm going to show you that it needs to measure 8 inches in length. So just repeat the pattern until it measures that, or about 21 centimeters. So now I'm going to show you how to make the band. To begin, you're going to chain 1, and of course it doesn't count as a stitch. And you're going to put 1 single crochet through the back loop only of every stitch around. So just continue making 1 single crochet in the back loop only in every stitch around, and I will meet you at the end of this round. So here I am at the end. You're going to need to grab a stitch marker, and that is because we're going to work in continuous rounds. We are not going to slip stitch to join because that creates a noticeable seam. So in the very first stitch, you are going to just simply single crochet through both loops now of the very first single crochet we made. And you're going to mark that stitch so that you know when the round ends. And from here on out, you're just simply going to make 1 single crochet through both loops in each stitch around. Here I am at the end. I'm going to take the stitch marker out and place 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and I'm going to mark that stitch. And so we're going to make one more complete round of single crochet through both loops. So just go ahead and make 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So I've made 3 rounds of single crochet. I'm going to fasten off, and I'm going to do the invisible join. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Just watch carefully. So now I'm going to fasten off my yarn, and I'm going to weave in this tail to the inside. So now that your hat is complete, it should measure 9 inches in length. Or about 24 centimeters. Grab your yarn needle. We are going to fix the hole at the top of the hat at this point. So thread this tail through the yarn needle because we are going to cinch it shut. Going in the same direction, go underneath the stitches. Cinch it mostly shut. If you're going to make this a beanie, then I would go ahead and cinch it all the way shut. But since I'm going to add a pom-pom, I'm going to leave myself a little bitty hole. Now going the opposite direction, weave your tail back the other way. Now if you're making a beanie, you can go ahead and fasten off, but I'm going to add a pom-pom, and I use these buttons that I buy from angieandbrit.com, and they have care instructions engraved onto them. They're awesome. Highly recommend. So now I'm just going to use that same tail to actually sew this button to the inside of the hat. Now, because this yarn is so thick, I'm not going to make the regular sewer's knot that I use at the end. I'm going to take these strands apart and kind of use them to tie it together. So I'm going to take each tail and actually wrap it around the button itself to further secure it. And then I'm just going to tie it in a knot several times. This prevents it from getting way too bulky under there. And that's it. And let me show you just how stretchy this hat is. When you make those stitches through the back loop only, it makes this hat fit a very large range of heads. So now I'm going to show you my pom-pom trick that I like to show people because it's the easiest way to do it for me. I got this pom-pom from Michael's on sale, so I'm just going to cut off that tag, and I'm going to cut off this other tag here. And now I'm going to grab this ribbon. I use this as a sort of tag. This ribbon from Walmart years and years ago. I'm not sure, but here's the information if you want to get some for yourself. So I'm going to cut about 2 inches to maybe 2.5 inches in length. And I'm going to thread this through the elastic that's on the pom-pom. And then I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue on the inside and glue it shut. And then just cut it to where it's not messy. And now the customer has a tag with which to take the pom-pom on and off. So I'm just pushing it through the hole that I left myself whenever I was cinching the top shut. I'm going to grab that tag, and because this elastic is so large, I don't want it to be flopping all over the hat, so I'm going to make it as tight as possible. And so I'm just going to wrap it and wrap it and wrap it until it is super tight on that hat. And the beauty of that is now it's a tag, and the customer can take it on and off before they wash it. And that's it. This is what your hat should look like. And of course, you're going to weave in your tails, maybe add a tag or whatever. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.